Down here in the bottom left side, it's Africa Freaks Trap. In the top right, in the blue, the Protoss player. It's Zoun. Alpha X Zoun up against the Africa Freaks Trap. And it is, of course, the semi-finals. Zoun, the Zerg Slayer, the man who has been dominating, just destroying people left, right, and center. Looking fantastic in every single matchup. Trap, of course, blitzed his group, you know, rather powerfully against the Zergs. Did struggle, of course, in his match up against Clem. Clem was the one that took Trap down. I'm saying this as I'm doubting myself. It's only been a few days, and I'm like, that was the group, right? Yeah, it was Clem, Trapper, Laser, and Bly. And yeah, Clem did manage to take Trap down rather handily, but Trap looked absolutely awesome versus the Zergs. Haven't seen too much of his PvP, and haven't seen too much of Zoun's either, so gonna be curious to see how they clash here. It is Glittering Ashes to start off the series, and both players gonna go for the high ground 2-gate opening into the Cybercore, both of them scouting early, and Trap does chase it with a probe, as does Zoun, both of them respecting how annoying this harassment can be, and just saying, that's fine, I'll just pull my own worker to push you off here. Beautiful to have those camera feeds back, guys. We had some tech issues yesterday, and we fiddled around. We went inside the computer. I smashed it open to look at the files. I couldn't quite find any files inside it, just a bunch of little tiny silicon microchips. But we then just bought a new computer since then, plugged it all in, got the scene set up just barely in time. So we're hoping the show works smoothly today after some technical difficulties yesterday. For those, of course, who don't know, technology is the vehicle of esports. And much like it can rain on a sports field and have play get cancelled, apparently my own technological incompetence can rain on a tournament's progression. But we're happy to have that over, have the player cams back and get to see their reactions and all the rest. Now, we had Trap actually just put out one of the most gigantic yawns I have ever seen before play started. But already he's looking pretty alert and focused, and I honestly don't know if that's affected any of the players. I feel like the players who've been yawning the most at the start of play, the Clem, gigantic yawns, snacking on some food, drinking some tea before he played, and he absolutely stomped. Ooh, Stalker here, gonna intercept, nice, gets 2 hot hits off to start things. Zoun moves to the right, Trap to the left. I love that players are utilizing these cute little high grounds. And it's going to be a very quick Stargate for Zoun. Probably going to go Oracle, a quicker Nexus, and no doubt a Twilight Council to follow it up here for Trap just momentarily. So it is 2 Stalkers into the 2 Sentries. The Stalkers will make their way back, and his probe's going to come in just to confirm, hey, you have actually expanded, right? Nice scout. Does see the Nexus and a battery. You know that's a very defensive setup. 2 Adepts coming across the map. Stalkers and Sentries there. Hallucination will be the first scout. Still no Twilight for Trap. It's fascinating to see. There we go. Put it down just in a moment. These Adepts gonna look for some damage, but Probe on duty says, no. This is the wrong club, mate. Ooh, saves it to the last second, but well done. Spots the Oracle coming across with the Hallucination at the same time, and sees a second Oracle on the way. Ooh. Alright, that's going to move out to the left side as well. Oracle is going to be coming in towards this main base. And the Stalker's there trying to deflect it. Oracle does get pushed back. Adept moving to the right side as well. And the Adept's just going to send a shade on forwards in towards that natural expansion. Ooh. Okay. Oh, okay, 1 sentry does go down. Ooh, okay, another sentry there. He's taking a little bit of damage. Oracle's coming on towards the main, but it is empty. That's not where you want to be hanging out right now. Oracle's pulling on back. Alright. Double Oracle pairing up. Now, obviously, you need to wait for the first one to have a lot of energy. 25 energy turns on the Pulsar Beam, but it drains. And the moment you hit 0 energy, it runs out. So they're going to go in behind the base. Not worthwhile. Zoun, I think, eyeballing his energy rather than actually looking at it. Probably thought he was at about 30 energy and could kill 2 or 3 probes. But it runs out literally after 1 laser beam. And that will not be enough. Blink is on the way. Third gateway as well. Stalker sentry count building on upwards here. Zoun having a good time. Got that third gateway going up in the main base of Zoun. And the hallucinated Phoenix. Just going to see absolutely everything. So both guys progressing right now. And in this sort of game, it feels like where are the sharp edges? You've both built Stalker sentry. There's 2 oracles that'll pin some of those Stalkers at home. It doesn't really feel like there's any kill moves in the immediate future, I say, as a gateway gets proxied literally outside Trap's third base. So Trap is going to definitely be coming under assault. And the reason for that is, check it out, really quick third and fourth gateway and Blink. And he's just going to be building lots of Stalkers and sentries. Now, there is still a quick third for Zoun, but he can't really afford to probe it up. So that's almost like a fake third base. And he's only going to be up against 2 gate from Trap. Now, Trap does have a couple more units out, especially raw fighting ones, but when you account for this here, the Oracle threat, that's where you got to be worried a little bit. Ooh, the Oracles think about going in. But their whole job is to pin units back. I think this is a very scary assault from Zoun. The shield battery is up, but you got to be there. If that shield battery goes down, you're in trouble. That being said, he has a backup one. Oh, it feels like Trap has an idea of what he's up against. His Adepts poking in, and there we go. Stalkers moving forwards. One shield battery will go down. The other one will be safe, I believe. Watch out for the force fields. Great force fields from Trap. He dodges the force fields to Zoun, grabs 2 of the sentries, and that holds off the attack, at least initially. Fantastic play by him. His Adepts on the other side not being microed too much right now, as he is focused on the defense. Ooh, okay. Looks like he's got it. The Immortal there as well. The Adepts is still not down. He ended up getting 4 probes. Shield battery wall off. Might have to even finish there as well. It feels like this has been a very good exchange for Trap, though. Finding out this attack, about this attack, defending it, keeping your battery alive. You haven't even had to activate Overcharge yet. It's a Stalker there as well. At the end of the day, units lost, of course, a little in the favor of Trap. But let's bring up that production tab. Forge already starting up +1 for Zoun. Forge only just dropping for Trap, so he is a little behind in that regard. Stalkers on the right side looking for a bit of a rotate. Zoun is going to pounce. Ooh. Trap quickly evacuating. Now Trap's up to 3 gateways. He's going to go to 4th and 5th. Remember that Zoun has been up on 4 gateways this whole time. Zoun only now adding his own robo. Ooh, okay, Stalkers coming on forward. Oracles do a bit of a dive. They get 1 or 2 units. Looks like some Stalkers trade out there. Stasis Trap, I feel like Zoun's doing a lot of things to just try and drag Trap to chase him out into the middle of the map. Now, it is kind of a funny thing. I've noticed this map does seem to have much lower FPS than the other maps, guys. So I do notice that it is looking just, you know, as these armies get bigger, when the camera is moving a lot, we do see a little bit of that FPS dropping in-game. So it's kind of fascinating to see. I think it's a Glittering Ashes issue, because I remember I saw this. We had a late game yesterday, one game, and I was like, oh, the FPS is like a little lower. And then we went into the other games and it was perfectly fine. So I'll keep an eye on that and double check it, but looks like that is the case. Stalkers moving out, up and around. Oracle's still alive as well. Stalkers, Immortal Sentries moving forward. Ooh, okay, Stalkers trying to pick off. One Oracle does go down up there. Stalker's going to move over here as well. Oh, battery overcharge goes down on the Nexus. And there we go. Those Stalkers going to fall on backwards. Nice quick recall there for Zoun. I'll save the units. And overall, I think Zoun's doing a great job of playing from a situation where he didn't really find a lot of damage. But doing a great job and winning the game are 2 different things. And right now, it feels like taking a 4th base might be a bit too greedy. He's trying to go double Robo Disruptor. He's got 1 Robo in the main, 1 in the natural. They are pumping Disruptors. And you know what? Trap's not moving across. I actually think now is the perfect time. He's got 1 more Zealot. He's got the 3 Immortals. There's no answer to those Immortals from Zoun just yet. But if you let Zoun get some Disruptors out, things will be okay for him. Now, Trap has a 4th base going up as well. Trap, a very methodical player in the ladder game. I can often try and describe his style as, sitting back, defending, and he never really commits super hard to an attack ahead of time, but if he gets a little ahead from you overextending into him, he crushes an attack. That's when he tends to take that option where he's like, okay, cut probes for maybe 1 minute, build a few more units, go for a big attack, and he kind of effortlessly kills people because there's so much pressure on you to macro up against Trap. And when he just kind of cuts that off and takes that early lead that he often builds for himself, he just has more stuff. And oh, Immortals in the open. Oh, this looks really good for Zoun, but is it actually going to be maybe a bit of a bait? It looked like a good opportunity, but the other units are quick to respond. 2 of those Immortals are still alive in the red and yellow. A Disruptor went down as well as a bunch of Stalkers. Trap might just go for it. The Stalkers blink forward. Oh, he gets the Disruptor just before it could fire. One more Disruptor in the back, but it's not. Ooh, and even the rallying Disruptor couldn't connect. Trap, ball stomper, man. He just does not let a single Disruptor fire. And look at that, nice shot. Does hit a few Stalkers on the right side as well. And it seems like there is just going to be a lot of chaos. I mean, Zoun, he can't hang on. I was like, you know, the fourth is a bit greedy. I didn't think he was actually going to get punished for it, but indeed he does. Trap does end up pushing across the map. The accidental Immortal Miss Rally ends up being a bait, and Zoun takes some big damage. Alright, everybody, we're going into map 2. It's going to be Berlingrad, this PvP getting underway. A bit of a macro game in map number 1. And looks like he just wasn't quite able to find damage with his proxy gate. This is Zoun. Repping Alpha Rex with their beautiful dragon logo there. His opponent in the top left, one of the scariest macro players out there. It is the Africa Freaks Trap. Alright, that probe's going to be coming in there. Seeing exactly what it can do. Looks like just trying to occupy that mineral patch, but Zoun, not having any of it, just immediately pulls a probe, starts attacking it. Interestingly, he hasn't replaced that probe. Just focusing, of course, getting that Cybercore down right on time, but Trap beats him to it, guys! Trap Cybercore a full second ahead. He is already winning this game, despite Zoun having the superior spawn. Now, you might think, what? Superior spawn? Aren't maps symmetrical in StarCraft, Pig? Well, they are. But remember, your workers spawn down on the bottom. And the minerals are on the bottom of Zoun's Nexus, so his workers would have started mining fractionally faster than Trap's that had travel up there. So therefore, he should be about 6 minerals ahead in this game. Pretty game-changing. The fact that Trap beat him on the Cybercore timing by a second despite that, oof, it's looking worrying for Zoun. For those who are wondering why we're talking utter nonsense right now, they're both playing really stock standard. And actually going for the high ground opening. So what's cool about these two, and we do have another really good PvP much later in the night today between MaxPax and Zest, is MaxPax is going to fast expand at least half of those games, and Zest is going to probably try and all in him and fail most of the time, is usually what happens with most people when they all in MaxPax fast expand. These guys are playing much more of a standard PvP on these maps where you don't have a ramp on the natural, so they're playing a much more straightforward style, really just seeing, you know, let's open a bit more straightforward. That being said, double Stalker into Stargate for Trap, double Stalker into Robo for Zoun. Expect a third gateway to go down any moment now. This feels like a one base all in for Zoun. Now, it could just be a Warp Prism to Ferry Adepts, and he's faking the Nexus right now. He's got a probe down here to make it look like he wants to take it, but ooh, Trap gets a Stalker snipe, and he doesn't chase. Zoun doesn't chase. That might be a big mistake. I really think Zoun should have chased for the kill. Maybe he knew he couldn't get it, but losing a Stalker is really rough, especially if you're planning to go all in, which he absolutely is. Stargate does go down for Trap, so maybe seeing that probe there kind of tricked him, but the Adepts will confirm. Trap doing a 2 Stalker pressure, 2 Adepts, and with this scout, he should see no Nexus. Oh, he doesn't check. Okay, he does. Good. I was like, dude, you got to check that there's a Nexus. Seeing no Nexus, he knows he's in trouble. Instant recall. He has a forward pylon up for his own harassment later, but for now, 2 Stalkers, 2 Adapts. The Oracle will go across, and I imagine we're going to see a Void Ray very quickly. 2 Warp Gates coming on out, because you are being all in. That first Warp Prism is already here. First attack's going to be 8 Stalkers. Normally it's 9. But remember, he did lose one of those Stalkers early. 3 Stalkers warping in there. I guess it could be an 11 Stalker attack. Zoun's got to build a pylon. Oh, Zoun's forgotten his pylon, guys. He actually needs to fight now and lose units just so he can keep warping in. There we go. Okay, the pylon does go down just in time. His warp gates aren't cooled down just yet. The Oracle's going across the map. No shield battery. Oh, Zoun. Zoun's just gambling. He doesn't think this is a Stargate. Oh, no. Oh, Zoun is just going to lose his entire economy. He needs to win the game with these Stalkers. Oh, no. The Stasis Trap gets every single Stalker. And the Oracle comes in as well. Trap a little slow to turn on the Oracle. Oh, my God. But this Oracle... Oh, that's... Wait. Where does energy go? Oh, because he used the Stasis before going across the map. Oh, because the Oracle doesn't win the game. Still does pretty sick damage. He's going to pull back a little bit. Doesn't want to get focused down Oh my god, if this still works for Zoun, this would be ridiculous. He's gonna get the Void Ray, maybe? Oh, batteries are so good, though. Was that worth that many Stalkers? My instincts say no. 6 Stalkers have gone down for 3 and a Void Ray. Ooh, okay, good micro by Zoun to get out of here. He's got to try to get another Warp in. Is Trap being too greedy by chasing him? Yes, he is. The Warp Prism there, giving great micro potential. Now, can you believe he's defended his base with just 1 Stalker and no battery? Zoun getting away with murder. I mean, is he though? Because that Stasis Trap held off his attack for so long. There's only 1 Void Ray and it's deep in the yellow. That can go down. Trap's got to be careful with that Void Ray. The moment you overstep, Zoun's going to turn around and pounce on that. Oracle goes back in. It's going to look for some damage. Bit of a hold position there, it looks like. He's going to kill some of those probes. Oh, Void Rays, though, getting blasted. Where's the battery overcharge? Trap! Oh, my lord. Trap's getting hammered there. He lost all of his Void Ray firepower. Zoun keeping all of the low hit point Stalkers alive. Trap with some good focus fire. Got one of them down. He still saved his battery overcharge. That might be his saving grace. The Oracle did just kill 7 probes. Zoun is not just all in. He is beyond all in. He is so all in. He doesn't even know the way back. It's not that it's too hard to go back. He doesn't even know. This is like just a dementia level of 1 base all in. And it could still work because his micro is so good. Zoun, if he can just keep focusing down these Stalkers, he could absolutely smash his way through here potentially. So many hot pickups going down. The Prism taking a lot of damage. Trap! This chase from Trap is absolutely wild. I don't know if that was the right call. I mean, that was just crazy going that far out. He's got a Void Ray, but now it's got so little support. Trap here, I mean, he is being so aggressive with his defense. I can't believe he chased that Warp Prism so far to not get it. I think Zoun is now in a very powerful position. Zealots don't do good damage unless you stand still and let them do it. Ooh, gets a Stalker. Doesn't lose anything in return. Saves him. 2 Stalkers deep in the red. Gemini right now is clawing at his face. Tears running down his cheeks. Trap's #1 fanboy going, no, you had it. You had it, man. But the Stalkers there, honestly, I think their number's too high. I do think at this point it's going to be very hard for Trap to stabilize because the Zealots and the Adepts just don't add that much to this. These Stalkers, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry guys. My screen just went black for a moment. Thankfully, it didn't go black for you guys, so that's a thing. Tech issues abound today. Stalkers. Oh, he gets the Void Ray. He's gonna get the other one. No, he didn't shuffle forward, so he couldn't get the next shot. The Zealots did a lot of damage. Trap's held. The Zealots did a lot of damage. Remember, the economy is so bad for Zoun right now. He's even got 4 guys on 1 gas. So it looked like he was gonna break through there. But now, the Zealots... Oh, get back with the Void Ray Trap! That Void Ray is so far forward. Ooh, the Oracle's gonna come in as well. He says, I'm gonna put a Stasis Trap on your face. He just shot his own Prism! Zoun just tried to kill the Stasis Trap and he shot his own Prism down. I think he was dead anyway. We're gonna check the replay quickly. GG Trap taking game 2. He shoot. Wait. That was his Stalkers shooting his own Prism, right? I know he shot the Oracle with some of them. Did he shoot his own Prism or was that one a Trap? No, I think I missaw things. No, that was Trap's laser beam. I think that was from this Stalker. Never mind. It was. He was actually shooting the Oracle. Never mind, guys. I saw wrong. Pig's blind. Let's go into map 3. Alright, guys. It looks like we are going to be going into map number 3 after a very decisive and quick advantage here for this beast. It's looked a little bit effortless so far. Let's see if he can get the clean sweep. It's the Africa Freaks Trap. And in the bottom left side, in the blue, representing Alpha X, it's Zoun. Probe's gonna just butt heads in the middle of the map. Of course, this is 2000 atmospheres. We've got fish swimming all over the map, some beautiful ocean terrain, some nice Zergy tentacles under the water. This planet at least semi-infested. I like to think it's Abatha's aquarium, personally. Now, it's been a tough couple of maps here for Zoun, and I don't know, the last one, he went for the all-in, it didn't pay off. I think he's actually, I mean, the fact that he was so greedy with not having any defense at home, he's almost kind of a little lucky that the Stasis trap was there at home. Because if it wasn't, that Oracle could have killed way more stuff. On the other hand, who knows? Maybe Trap would have just died to the first wave as well. Probes moving on, seeing if it can retreat out of the base in the near future. And neither player has opted for the fake pylon. It's interesting that in this current meta, we don't often see people hiding pylons on the map. We don't see people kind of keeping people guessing about, hey, am I proxying you? Have I got a Void Ray going in? Am I going to be going proxy DTs? Am I going to be proxying a Robo forward? Those sort of plays just don't seem to be even entering people's minds, as scouting in PvP has hit an entirely new level. And interestingly enough, double Stalker versus double Stalker yet again. Against the more aggressive Protoss players like Parting, we know that Zoun does like to do something like a proxy third gateway. Do something to try and check them when they're being greedy after the first couple of units. But right now, it kind of feels like... yeah, things are just kind of evolving in a very interesting scenario. Stargate going up in the main base as well. Ooh, Stalker's going to do some damage. So, at this point, no sign of necessarily expanding Stargate versus Stargate. Will one player go straight Phoenix? Because if they do, that's usually a pretty big advantage. Not always. One Oracle into Twilight into Blink can absolutely play against that. But if you end up saying go two Oracles, getting them caught by the by those Phoenix, that's where things get really nasty. Nexus does start for both players at identical time. It's Oracle versus Oracle. All right. And Trap there pulls back to the high ground. He says, come on, let me get the first hit off. Zoun's like, yep, no thank you, buddy. And Adepts versus Stalkers for the next round of units. So Trap's going to see if he can find something here. The Adepts moving on forward, but Zoun getting his first real win of this entire series so far. Now, of course, guys, we are playing this one on the Korean server, so you can see every now and then that the game just skips for half a second. That is something that is unavoidable due to the BattleNet servers. We get this one happening quite a lot out there on the Korean server. Unfortunately, something that Wardy's had big issues with as well. We've tried to get sorted with Blizzard and their servers, but if you're playing it from overseas, it simply is the way it goes. Shouldn't have this issue usually when we're casting over on North America later today, or Europe. Europe actually is strangely enough, doesn't seem to have the same issues as the Korean server. Not sure what's going on with that. Now, the Oracles don't really find anything at all. So it's just going to reset from here. One probe, one adept has gone down. Twilight Council is on the way for Zoun as well. So it's going to be a little bit later as they both go into a Phoenix. Now, double Oracle into one Phoenix. Surely they don't keep building Phoenix from here. In fact, yeah, we already see that that's stopped for Trap. These Oracles just going to wait now. This could just be a battle of whoever waits with the longer with the Oracles gets more damage. Zoun says, F that noise. That's dumb. I'm going to go now. Gets 5, but he will lose at least 1. Does he recall? That should recall out safely. Trap's going to go in with his own maneuver, but he's blocked in his tracks, and indeed it pays off, guys. Not only does Zoun get that good trade early, he gets another 5 probes for an Oracle, and this is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, Trap still has both alive, so it's the more deadly combo. It's a much more deadly combo. But you got to just keep your eyes on that and kind of see how that stacks up over time, because over time, generally, it's like, yeah, maybe the Oracles come in, find an undefended mineral line. What are the chances Zoun is going to actually leave that open? Trap realizes it's not very high. He comes in. He's looking for kills. He's not finding very much. And Trap is looking for any pickoff he can find. One Stalker going to be nice. Enemy Phoenix comes down, though, for Zoun. Watch out for the Stasis Trap. Nice Revelation. Going to clear that one out. Oracle's going to fall on back here towards the natural expansion. And that main base, we've got what looks like 3 gateways there. And interesting. See that lag spike. So sorry, guys. I think what's happened here is with our setup, I've actually meant to set over on the other connection. Our stream is flawless. So it is the gaming PC may have reverted to a different connection. I'll fix that up as soon as we are out of this game. Remind me on that one, Dot. My bad. I specifically prepared this to get around that issue, and then I forgot to put in the redundancy. My bad. Alright, just need to unplug something. 2 more gateways are there as well, guys. We got the Forge as well. Not a big fan of the stuttery game. Thankfully, the players can't feel it, guys. Yeah, if they felt this at all, they would have been spamming the pause. Don't worry, guys. 100%. If they felt it, I would just hit the pause button myself and do it right now. But I guarantee you they don't feel anything or they'll let us know. Okay, it's getting pretty bad, so we're just going to quickly do it. Yeah, same issue we had yesterday.
Game paused.
Welcome to the land of connecting to the other side of the world. We tried to do that at a point where there was very little interaction going on. Unfortunately, guys, there were 2 adepts down here, but not too much that could be microed on that front anyways. So apologies to the players for that, but shouldn't really change the results of the game. Hopefully that does ease off those stutters, those kind of laggy spikes coming through. And the advantage of swapping through different connections is maybe that'll fix it. We'll see what happens. Oracle's going to dive in forwards, and Stalker's getting a few hits off. Phoenix is going to say, get out of here. Get out of here. I don't think recall's quick enough. Oh, Zoun, target fire, mate. Oh, Zoun didn't focus fire. Oh, Zoun. A big mistake for him. So he actually, what happens with the Phoenix, guys, is it'll just shoot whatever's nearest it. So once he got in range of that low hit point Oracle again, he needed to right-click it and then give it another move command. So that's the way you use a unit that can shoot while moving. You got to kind of say, hey, you attack that, and now keep moving in the direction that you need to go to keep up with that unit. But a little bit unfortunate there. Blink stun for both players, so they've got to be really careful with their oracles. They could get caught. But overall, where does the game stand? Zoun is up 5 workers off this early lead. It feels like Trap right now can absolutely get back in it. He's, you know, the supply is close enough. This is not some insurmountable situation. It's just that, well, right now you're down a few Stalkers. Right now, the upgrades are tied up, though. Everything else looks very similar. A much quicker transition to Disruptors for Zoun. Zoun loving this transition into Disruptors. And that's so fascinating to see someone do this so consistently. Just say, no, no, give us the balls. Show us that part of the game. Trap is going to go for 2 Storm upgrades at once, guys. He's just gone for 2 Templar Archives. A little bit of a mistake here for him. That's a Templar Archives, and so is that. Both of those structures in the top of our screen. And we've got the gateways there as well. So right now, it's going to be 8 gateways going up to 9 gateways for Trap in a moment. But that 4th base is so quick for Zoun. And I really like the way Zoun is just saying, you know what? I've got an advantage. Use it to get Disruptors. Use it to get a 4th base. And I really want to see him keep that +2 attack upgrade going as well. You know, keep working the upgrades even through this. I guess you could argue Disruptor counts may be more important than upgrades. So if you're a bit gas-starved. But since he has the gas available, he does start +2. Gets it working. Trap with a more generic composition. Zealot, Archon added onto the early Stalkers. No Immortals in the mix at all for Trap. And he's going to throw down some stasis traps, try and set up a bit of a no-go zone for Zoun. Taking the 4th base on the right side of the map as well. So Trap's going to be looking for that edge base. And it looks like a stasis trap. Some of these traps that he's put around, some of the traps that Trap has placed on the map to trap his opponent on the map, the trap! Ah! Oh my lord, sorry guys, I think I hypnotized Trap there with that stupidity. Trap just takes a massive disruptor shot to the face. He does land a stasis, but all that does is slows down a few Stalkers from being in the fight. That was a massive one. Zoun just going fishing, finding some big pickoffs, and he's going to try and move on forward here. He's got quite a few balls. He's feeling very confident. DT Shrine going down behind it. Delayed Disruptor transition here for Trap. Robo Bay and second Robo out front. 4th base. It's going to be hard to defend that. There's no Archons here for Zoun. Keep that in mind. Archons, of course, give such tankiness, such anti-zealot splash damage to you. Disruptor, first one's dodged. 4th base goes down. 8 probes, 9 probes go down. These Disruptors still just zoning, but another Oracle does fall. Trap, he's still got 2 Oracles alive, guys. He's done a great job of just keeping those up. He's going to be looking for value all game long. Trap, a bit of a misstep here, not watching, and he does lose a bunch of units and both Oracles. Ooh, Trap is in huge trouble right now. It feels like Zoun finally, I said it earlier on before the game started, in between the games. Zoun, he's been down 0-2, and he's made plenty of comebacks from that. Guys, he's done that to Dark. He's been like on the edge of defeat versus Dark and brought it back. If there's one guy who sometimes needs to lose 2 games just to wake up, I feel like it's Zoun. Stalker Zealot Disruptor coming on forward. Disruptor does go to the right side, does tag one of those Zealots. And ooh, he does get an Archon and a few Stalkers there as well. Very, very nicely done. Zoun finally getting a point on the board there with his lovely green screen setup. Everyone in chat, a bunch of Zoun fans there, a couple of Trap fans as well. I'm a big fan of both of these players, you know. I absolutely love seeing new blood into the scene. And we are starting to see the comeback from Alpharex Zoun down here in the bottom left side of the map. He is a newer player, people say. He's been at it for a long time, but talking about an ascendance over the last 2 years to become one of the greats, Zoun has definitely been on that journey. I remember a couple of years ago, people were like, nah, Zoun's really good. And I was like, oh, cool. People are going to get excited about another guy who's going to make it into Codas one time, get bopped, and we'll never hear from him again. And I'm so happy that that cynical viewpoint was proved wrong. As he's here, he's going to toe-to-toe with the best player of the Protoss race. It is the Africa Freaks Trap. Still up 2-1 as we enter Hardwire. The map that has so many cleaning bots on it. There are so many of these little cleaning bots. They're just vacuuming. This must be one of the most sterile bases out there. This probe does head on in towards the main base. Probe's going to go for a rotate around the main base. That one as well. They're both just harassing. It's interesting to see because, like, I feel like a lot of players is like, nah, just pull the worker, get him out of there. Because it is really annoying to deal with if you don't. But we watched, like, for instance, Trap when he was playing against Lambo. Oh, sorry, not Lambo, but a Laser. A Laser was like, I will never pull a drone to deal with that. I will just, nope. And just try and ignore it. So it is interesting to see how the players, all different ones, try to deal with it. This probe, of course, pulling back, rotating around right now. And it's just going to pull on to the south as well. There we go. Stalkers are being built here. Once again, both guys loving the Stalkers just for that ability to win the early skirmish. It feels like these guys really prioritize the ability to push back the opponent's first couple of units. We're not seeing any super fast sentry hallucination. No super fast adepts or anything like that. And that's kind of surprising because I feel like in a best of 5, we're in the 4th game. You'd think you'd see like a 6 adept opening or something like that these days. But Stalker and Probe go down. Stalkers take the Probe down, sorry. So you'll see that a lot of the time, guys, where someone puts a shield battery. It just locks the opponent's Probe in your base. Means it can't just go out, hide there, come back in, scout a few seconds later, confirms the kill. Of course, Trap did not let that happen. He pulled out really early. He's going to go in. He wants the scout. He was expecting the Stalkers to move out. Zoun wisely, though, stays at home. Thinks about chasing the Probe, but he's got to watch out because Trap's right there. But look at that. Zoun's got the numbers. Trap sees it. He's going to back off. Got the Robo on the way and the 3rd gateway. Trap answering with exactly what Zoun tried to do to him on game 2 on 2000 Atmospheres. But guys, sorry, not 2000 Atmospheres, but on the other map. You guys know the one where he did the 3-gate Robo. And, ooh, okay. Okay, check this out. So, any good trade here for Trap is good. And, oh, if he can get the Phoenix, that's massive. That was Zoun's whole scout right there. And his Stalker gets trapped by his units. Ooh, okay. Any pickoffs here are really good for Trap. Getting a Stalker, amazing. He gets another Stalker. Dude, this is game-winning. This is actually game-winning. If you kill 2 Stalkers for free and you're already going for a 3-gate Robo, I mean, this is just crazy. Trap here with the execution. And the fact that he caught the hallucination means Zoun doesn't even know for sure this is happening. Look, he's probably going to start Blink in a moment. That is the last thing he should be thinking about. All he should be doing is making units. He's making Blink. And he's about to find out it was a bad choice. He's got to pull probes. He's got to get out there and start fighting. Oh, look at that. Just getting 2 shot and the battery overcharge goes down. He's killed 2 Stalkers, but he lost 4 of his own. And these numbers are about to get frightening because there's 2 more warping and that's going to bring it up to 8 Stalkers. 4 Trap, 9 Stalkers, in fact, and he's going to make it 10. Now, when you get to about, I think it's 11 Stalkers, one shot an enemy Stalker, probably even less than that, actually. But it's some number which I think Zoun realizes is approaching, and he knows he does not want to just lose this tournament right here. He throws down a preemptive force field, but look at this. Trap moves forward. Oh, he has such reach into the base. The battery's going to get depowered and the gateways. Oh, this is so bad for Zoun. He's lost his production. I mean, it's a 1 base all in from Trap, but remember, I mean, now that Trap's doing so much damage, he can ease off out of it. He can say, okay, like, I did more than enough damage. I can take a Nexus. I can chill out. Yeah, I'm down 5 probes, but I've already picked stuff off, and he could even go harder. He could try to push the ramp. He can always pick up and pull back with the Warp Prism. The 3-gate Robo, it's a timeless build in this matchup. Ooh, because the Prism just gives so much micro potential. Anytime he gets in trouble, he's just going to pick up those Stalkers and save him. There we go. He says, nope, I'm not going to lose a single unit. Trap here just microing his heart out. That gateway's so low. Zoun does not want to lose that gateway. Ooh, he's fighting his heart out. Zoun does not want to go out of this tournament so easily. But it's just going to be bloody hard to hold on. Trap here, still looking for the kill. Trap, funnily enough, has gone one base. Twilight Council and Robo into Immortal. So the Robo he's using for Immortals. He's adding the Twilight. I think Trap here realizing, look, I mean, we're probably going to be locked in a one-base battle for a long time. Taking the Nexus is not as important as actually just getting better trades and better army than you. Now, I think that is a scary situation. Ooh, oh my gosh. But he's losing so little. Even with Blink kicking in for Zoun. He's still only lost 3 Stalkers and an Adept. What the hell? That unit's loss tab is something awful for Zoun. And for Trap, it is fantastic. He's starting his own Blink behind this. He's going to pick off yet another gateway. And, okay, finally his Stalkers are getting so weak that I think Trap does have to show a little more respect. Oh, Stalkers did go in on the other side of the map, but there was an Immortal there to greet them. So the Stalker blink out counterattack, such a good idea. Sometimes you can run in there, kill like 5 probes, but the Immortal just says, nah, mate. Looks like it already killed one of these Stalkers. And those guys are going to try and get home. They're going to run back across the left side of the map. Trap maybe getting a glimpse of them. And Zoun here stuck in what appears to be almost a one-base all-in scenario. The Nexus has started for Trap. Trap is still at a rather low worker count. Only 22. Do keep that in mind. I think at this point he's realizing that, though, by the time they both get expansions, they can probably transfer half the workers from their main. It's not game over just yet. Look at the supply. The power of having 22 probes all on minerals in the main base the whole time versus barely 15 or 16 and the shield battery also partially blocking it. It has been better income over the last few minutes for Zoun. And he's got the blink up faster. Yeah, Zoun obviously going to have that matched by Trap's blink in a moment. He's down in army supply. There's 2 Immortals and a Prism. This army is still very scary, and I think that's why it's very wise for Zoun to be out here. If you know you're not going to win the frontal fight, go around, prepare for the base trade. Try to buy time at home, and you're probably just going to get bopped. Is probably going to win the base trade with the Immortals anyway, as you have no idea this is coming in, and Trap has the Observer, so he knows. Oh, the Force Field ain't going to do much against Blink, is it? He's going to go in as well as Zoun. But you know what? I think you just go after the Nexus here. The probes are being pulled to fight. And yeah, just take out all of these probes. He's blinked back to a choke point where the probes can't get any surface area. And Zoun going into the main base of Trap. Trap not pulling his probes to fight just yet. But there's just no production here. Zoun's out of money. He's got a bit of money, actually. I'm surprised he's not warping in some Zealots or something. His Stalkers are going after the Nexus. He wants to stop the recall. But there's 2 Nexi, remember. Trap can kill this and recall to one of them. But look at that. He's going to build a Nexus out on the map. That's what he was saving the money for. Oh, 1 probe escapes to the left. That 1 probe is very important. Wait, there's another probe there. Oh, Zoun thinks this is the last probe. So Zoun is hunting that. He's like, if I kill that last probe, I can eliminate the buildings. I actually have a win condition. So Zoun here feeling like, oh, yes, okay, quick. Kill the Nexus. Kill before he recalls. Will Trap even try to recall, though? He gets the probe in the top left. He just killed that probe. No recall. There's no energy for recall. It kicks in now, but the Nexus is dead. And Trap is going to have to think about, okay, how many buildings do I have? I've got 1 pylon. That's all he has minerals for more. Where's his probe? Where is Trap's probe right now? Oh, it's in the prism, of course. Protecting it inside the warp prism. Nexus on the right side. Zoun has enough money for 1 more assimilator. That is the last building he'll be able to place. If his Nexus gets found, then that is going to be the case. Now this army's coming back. Trap at double the army supply. We're hyping up a dead man. Zoun trying to fight his way back into the game in the series. If he could do it, then it's going to be... Yeah, it would be amazing. It's going to take magic and also Trap to fall down some steps, I think. But if Zoun could do it, I mean, he's doing all the right things to try and force that mistake, right? And the thing is, like, if he can keep threatening the buildings, maybe he can split the army up. Trap's thinking about splitting up, but he doesn't want to lose his units. He's sending hallucinations around. That pylon's going to go down. Zoun says, yeah, you've been revealed, man. I'm going to take that out. The Nexus has been found. Oh, I just don't think he has enough buildings. I don't really think it's possible. Hallucinations will see this army. No, they will not see that army. Okay. Stalkers versus Stalkers. And it's actually more Stalkers for Trap, not to mention the Immortals and the Sentries. He's gonna dance! Zoun says, I know I've been eliminated from this tournament, and you know what? I'm gonna let you kill me units while they have a dance in front of you. And if there's one way to lose a battle with grace, well, that's bloody it, ain't it? Zoun said, okay, I've done everything I can to force you to throw this game, to get you to give me a chance for you to make the mistake. And Trap is like just there. He's like, yet another tournament game, yet another semifinals.